I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business, using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio. One of my favorite things to do is to ask, what are you struggling with, right? And then I actually, more than you probably know, I will go through those questions. So in the group, Science of Selling Online, right, this group, I will go through periodically every time that you answer questions in there. And I'm like, oh, this is what everyone's kind of struggling with. I didn't know that. And I'll go make content around that. And you know what's interesting is, I've been looking through one of the most recent times I've asked that, which has been a while, and I'll probably ask it again. But one of the most recent things that I've been walking through and I've been asking about is, I've been seeing people ask is, it's all stuff I've already covered. You know what I mean? Like, there's something to repetition, and go back and listen and go back and hear the podcast episodes I've done in the past, which is great. And go back and hear, and you should, and come to OfferMind. Gosh, come to OfferMind. And right, there's a lot to be said about the information that's already out there. However, there's one topic on there that I feel like has been shouting at me lately and has been saying, Steven, please come pay attention to us on this one thing because we're not getting it, right? And it's not a slap. I'm not slamming anyone. I'm not saying, hey, bad or whatever. But the reality is that there's like, a lot of you are asking questions like, Steven, how do I create a Facebook group and get a lot of organic people? Steven, how do I gain following? Steven, how do I create? And I get it, but you have to understand the reason why this has worked so well, right, is because of there's a few specific principles that make that work very well. And part of the reason why I've made it such a big deal about my shtick lately, okay? And I'll just tell you right now, the biggest thing you can go do right now is figure out this one sentence. Figure out this one sentence, and I'll go ahead and I'll put it in the chat here. Hi, my name is Steve Larsen, and I am fighting for blank and fighting against blank. That's it, right? I'm fighting for blank. I'm fighting against blank. What's up, Spencer? Hey, and if you can fill out that sentence, suddenly there begins to be purpose behind everything you're doing. Yesterday, I had a chance to go consult with a clothing company the whole day. And we were talking about how to create funnels for their stuff so they can sell more. They sell a lot of e-com, obviously, it's a clothing store. They sell in traditional methods, things like Shopify, stuff like that. And like, hey, we want a funnel. So I had a chance to hang out with them all day. And they make a lot of videos, and they'll go live like 4 hours every day selling all their clothing, and they make a lot of money. It's awesome. And I started asking them, I said, which articles of clothing sell the most? And they said, well, it changes a lot because we get so many new pieces of clothing in. However, frowny face, somebody. Okay, what's interesting is I said, what articles of clothing though truly do well? And they said, well, these kind. And then at the end he added, and frankly, any article of clothing that is tied to a purpose. I said, what do you mean? He said, any article of clothing that is tied to a bigger why than the clothing itself always does more than anything else. And I said, that's very, very fascinating, right? And I said, there's no surprise there, but like, what do you mean? And we started going through and we were chatting about this. And it's just to illustrate the point to you guys that like, it doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what content you put out. You need a why, right? You need a why. You need a why. The capitalist pig thing, I totally do it for that reason. I've had people reach out to me ever since I started posting that, livid, until I get the opportunity to explain to them why I'm doing it. Look, I just don't believe that we should get government handouts. That's it. Like, but I believe you should take care of people. I'm like, I do too. And I think I could take care of more people when I'm rich rather than poor, right? They're like, okay, yeah, me too. I was like, yeah, it's not about me living in an ivory tower, right? But when I say like, hey, my name's Steve Larsen, I'm fighting for blank, I'm fighting against blank, they can care more about that long term than what you sell. You hear that clearly? Like, we all got products, that's great. But like, until you add like this cause, You know what I mean? Like Expert Secrets, we know what causes a mass movement. In that book, it teaches right from Russell, right? He teaches, hey, you need an attractive character, which is not that just takes practice. A cause, which most people kind of skip over, which is what I'm talking about, and then a new opportunity. And the new opportunity is the one that everybody typically will run to and say, this is the one I really want. I'm so excited about this. The new opportunity is sexy, it's attractive. The attractive character is hard to develop. You got to deal with a lot of crap in your own head. The cause, one of the easiest ways to create the cause and know what cause you're moving towards is I'm fighting for and I'm fighting against. Right? And it is also one of the easiest ways to create your market positioning. So a lot of you guys have been noticing, you guys ask me questions like, Steven, I love this, I get it, it's awesome, but I don't know what market I serve. I don't know what market I'm against. I don't know what, and that statement is not just meant for your cause, it also helps you create your market positioning. I fight for ClickFunnels, right? That's the vehicle, right? I am an appendage to that vehicle. I'm in my market positioning that I have actively and purposefully taken is get ClickFunnels, but I will help accelerate your success on it, right? I'm fighting for the ClickFunnels message. I'm fighting against a lot of the mainstream entrepreneurship topics. Broader, I'm fighting for capitalism. I'm fighting against the negative parts of socialism, which is a lot of handouts that I do not agree with, right? And you understand, like because I can finish that statement in that sentence, people know what to expect from me, right? I just had a conversation with somebody, and they're like, anyway, I can't repeat all the things, but anyway, they were they were mad, and they were like, hey, I don't understand why you would do this. I understand why the capitalist pig thing. Do you understand? Like, wake up! Are you kidding? And I was like, I'm not kidding, and understand what I'm doing for it, right? Have you ever turned down a paycheck? Right? If money's so evil, when's the last time we turned down a paycheck? Money's not evil, right? Money's an amplifier. Money accelerates us. Money just takes who we are and makes us louder in those things. And if you're a jerk when you're poor, you'll be a jerk when you're rich, except you'll be even a bigger jerk when you're rich, right? It has nothing to do with that. The money doesn't change you, you change you. The money just amplifies you. And I went through and I was talking about that with this person, right? And what's funny is you have to understand, like, I am nervous to launch these capitalist pig shirts. I'm going to. It's coming on Wednesday, but I'm nervous to launch them. Okay? And I'm nervous to launch them not because it's like, is it going to work? Yeah, it is like easily the biggest thing that I get Instagram DM'd about and Facebook DM'd about. Like everybody, the capitalist picture, it's like everyone and their mom wants it. And I'm very excited. This is a dream of mine to get them out to you. I'm very stoked about it. What I'm nervous about is the next wave of polarity and what that's going to cause for those who are in my following. Right? It's just a natural part of it. That you guys will find that the further you get in whatever business you choose, if you can fix the answer, right? If you can fill in the blank, I'm fighting for blank, I'm fighting against blank, right? If you can fill out that statement and you have a product with a marketing message, you're gonna offend people by nature. You offend people by breathing, right? Like you're gonna offend people without trying. It's going to happen. And the further you get down the road, polarity. Oh crap, splitting, right? Splitting a lot of thinning the herd, right? And it's just part of it, and it's part of the game itself. So I just want to jump on here and tell you guys, like, hey, look, that's natural. It's gonna happen. But the easiest way to solve a lot of the questions you guys are asking me, which is things like, how do I gain a following? How do I go? To have a following means you need to have people not follow you also, and there's no way around it. Okay, people are gonna hate you. Got to get over it. Right? If you want a following, you need to have opinions and you need to share them, which means people are going to be opinionated against you. And it's going to shock you and be like, man, I can't believe you think that way. But it's human nature, right? It's okay. Love everybody, right? Serve as much as you can, but it's just going to happen. So if you want a following and you want your own Facebook group and you want to have actual momentum in whatever you're creating, you have got to learn to lift a banner and be willing to catch some of the flack that comes from it. The banner can't be a political correct answer though. Okay? It's whatever your opinions are. It's unapologetic. You lift it up and watch it split. That's just part of it. And I recommend when you start doing that to stop looking so much at all of your social media messages because it will destroy your psyche. Okay? It will wreck you. It is nuts. You have no idea how much like negativity comes, which just strengthens your own resolve. Okay? So whatever it is that you're doing, figure out what you're fighting for, figure out what you're fighting against. Understand it's a very natural process, especially as the attractive character develops. When your cause gets stronger, the attractive character is required to get stronger. Your new opportunity gets stronger. And it's just kind of this circle that moves around those three. Okay, so stand up and say, like, this is what I'm for, this is what I'm against, and be open about it. And speak your mind and speak your opinions around it. And it's actually that is as attractive to a customer to follow the why as the reason for them buying the product in the first place, right? Case in point, things like, those Tom shoes, right? Like, I'm buying this pair of shoes because I also give a pair of shoes away to somebody else. Like, that why? It's pretty clear to know what their message is. You're buying it as much for that as you are the pair of shoes. It's the same thing with tons of stuff. I'm not saying that was to be like charity based or whatever it might be. It's fine. But just, you got to figure out what it is that you believe in, right? And then lift that up and be willing to catch the flack that comes with it. It's very natural, that's very natural. So that's it. That's my whole message today. That's exactly what I want to share with you guys. Okay, I'm fighting for blank, I'm fighting against blank, and then we can move on to the second step of the formula, which is what's your dream customer then? Okay, I'm serving this market, and because of that, I'm serving this, or I'm fighting against that, whatever it might be. Figure out that positioning. This is what I believe creates that why. Creates very easy to find which markets you serve when you really can fill out that sentence. Then it's very natural to figure out who your dream customer is after that. And then it's very natural to find out what problems they have. And then it's very natural to create a solution to their problem. Then it's very natural to create an offer around that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not a hard formula. Just most of the time people haven't learned it. And I did not learn it from school. And I did not learn it from mainstream entrepreneurship. I kind of had to discover it. Okay, only after building hundreds of these things. So anyways, I'm excited for those of you guys that come to OfferMind. Very stoked about it. But I would spend some time thinking about that. What the heck are you fighting for? What are you fighting against? People want to know that about you, and they are looking to join forces with you, but they have to know what it is in order to do that. Okay, start getting loud about what you believe in. All right, guys, we'll see you guys later. Bye. Boom. If you're just starting out, you're probably studying a lot. That's good. You're probably geeking out on all the strategies also, right? That's also good. But the hardest part is figuring out what the market wants to buy and how you should sell it to them, right? That's also what I struggled with for a while until I learned the formula. So I created a special mastermind called an OfferMind to get you on track with the right offer and, more importantly, the right sales script to get it off the ground and sell it. Want to come? There's small groups on purpose so I can answer your direct questions in person for 2 straight days. You can hold your spot by going to offermind.com. Again, that's offermind.com.